So here we will start the first generation of a computer. The period of first generation of computer was from 1942 to 1955. So basically the computers of a first generation, it is use vacuum tubes as the basic component for a memory and a circuitry for CPU. CPU, that means what? Central processing unit. These tubes, like electric bulbs, produce a lot of heat and the installation used to fuse frequently. Therefore, they were very expensive and only large organizations were able to afford it. That means it can consist electric bulbs, it can produce lots of heat and fuses frequently. Hence, only large organizations were able to afford it. In this generation, mainly batch processing operating system was used. Punch cards, paper tapes and magnetic tapes was used in input and output devices. The computer in these generations use machine code as the programming languages. So the main features of the first generation is it is vacuum tube technology, it is unreliable, supported only machine languages, it is very costly, generated a lot of heat, slow input and output devices, huge size, need of AC, it is non-portable and consume a lot of electricity. So the some computer generations are ENIAC, ADVAC, UNIVAC, IBM 701 and IBM 650. So we will study the next generation, that means second generation of a computer. So we will start here, second generation of a computer. Period of second generation of computer is 1956 to 1963. So in second generation of a computer, vacuum tubes are replaced by transistor. So transistor are highly reliable and require less power and it is faster. So it is a transistor computer. Transistor computer is known as a second generation of computer. We can use circuit boards filled with individual transistor. Here our circuit boards are filled with our individual transistor and magnetic core memory. It can use as a magnetic core memory. Next part is it has integrated circuit devices and it is small as compared to the first generation of a computer. It can support high level languages, that is Fortran, COBOL, Algol, etc. It is more reliable and less prone to hardware failures. That means it cannot be fails easily. Next point is it can generate less heat and better portability. So the main features of a second generation is use of transistor, reliable as compared to first generation of computer, smaller size as compared to first generation of computer, generated less heat as compared to first generation of computer, consume less electricity as compared to first generation of computer. It is a faster than first generation of computer. It is still very costly. AC required, supported machine level languages and assembly languages. So next point is here we can study the third generation of computer. So in third generation of a computer, the period of third generation is 1964 to 1975. So in third generation of computer we can use integrated circuit technology where electronic components, transistor, resistors, capacitor are kept on silicon chip and it is higher speed, large storage capacity, smaller size and easily portable. Maintenance cost is slow. Here we can use the ICs. It is more reliable as compared to previous two generation. Smaller size, less heat generation. It is a faster and lesser maintenance, costly, AC required, consume lesser electricity, supported high level languages, and it can support high level languages. So next part, here we will start the fourth generation of computer. So what is a fourth generation of computer? The period of fourth generation of computer is from 1975 to 1989. So in fourth generation of computers, the fourth generation of computer become more powerful, compact, reliable and affordable. So as a result, it gives rise to personal computer PC revolution. In this generation, time sharing, real-time networks, distributed operating systems, uh, all are high-level languages like C, C++ are used in this generation. So it is the main features of fourth generation are, it is VLSI technology. It is very cheap. It is portable, reliable, use of PCs, small size, pipeline processing, no AC required. Concept of internet was introduced. Great development in the fields of a network, and computers become easily available. So in this type we will introduce a new point, that is VLSI. So the full form of VLSI is very large scale integration. It is a process of creating integrated circuit. So here we can combining a million of transistor on a single chip. So VLSI can begin in 1970s. So that VLSI are used in fourth generation of a computer. That chips are widely adopted, enabling complex semiconductor and telecommunication technology. So the microprocessor and memory chips are VLSI device. That means million number of transistors are in a single chip. So our next generation is a fifth generation of a computers. Fifth generation is, period of fifth generation is 1989 to onwards. It is capable to parallel processing. It can understand all languages. It supports Lisp, Prolog, C, C++, extra languages. Some computers are the types of, the generations are desktop, laptop and notebook. Means desktop and laptop notebooks are invented in this fifth generation of a computer. So this is all about the generation of the computer.